Counter. He powers through the defender. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Kept it on the ground on 1st down. Now back to the line. On 2nd down, wants to throw it. A strike downfield. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st down. Gonna run it. It's Jackson. At the 35, he's open. And he left the first defender grabbing at air before he was finally tackled. Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Steps away to find some room. He's going to run it. Just a solid stop by this sophomore. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. Grabbed behind the line. It's Haas. And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the first. An array of possibilities here. Quarterback on the keeper. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. And here comes the field goal unit for the 2nd time tonight. He needs to make sure those mechanics are pure from the right hash and 40 yards away. And he missed it. No good. And guys still down by 4, still needing a touchdown to take the lead. Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. Everybody talks about getting off to a great start, but if you start building steam, David, that can work too.
No doubt, man, and sometimes it snowballs. But what do great teams do? Great teams respond. Struggled the first quarter, Palmer. They've done a great job rebounding and putting some points on the board.
You're right. I think they've started to identify the matchups that are in their favor. On this drive, they need to keep attacking, taking advantage of those matchups.
He's out of bounds after a really nice game, but there is a marker on the field. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. On the move, it's Gordon. Gets it out to the 25-yard line, a gain of 3. They come to the line facing 3rd and long from the 25. He's looking to pass. They're setting up the screen. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Hold it.
So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Running it back, it's Sategna. Coverage team gets the job done, and they'll mark him down at the 38-yard line. 1st down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. He'll do it himself. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we have ourselves a ball game, and they have a chance to take the lead here before the half. Caught in the backfield, it's Jackson. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the 1st down. Got to get to the line quickly for this 3rd down play. From the gun. Wants to pass. Shoots it to the left. Fires and picked off. Taking it the other way. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Defensive backs have tough jobs. I mean, you think about whether you play nickel, whether you play dime, whatever it is, you put more DBs on the field. It's more speed. It's more guys that can cover, but they also got to cover that ground. But to cover the ground and make the pick, a lot of times you don't see that. Superb effort by that guy.
Oklahoma State has it back, and the offense is on the field. After a punt on their last possession, they are set up in plus territory this time.
And honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if they scored a touchdown their last possession. You've got to be able to turn the page and see this as a brand new opportunity to go get points.
Yeah, and your defense has set you up for the position to get points right away. Now, let's get this offense back rolling again, create some momentum, just get a few 1st downs, and I'm in scoring position.
Ball just inside the 40 at the 39. It's third and short. They'll try to get it through the air. Caught close to the marker. It's Owens. Third down conversions are huge, and they've got one, and they're at the 35. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Looking to move it through the air. And they can't make the connection. Second down after that incompletion. Looking to pass. It's Bowman. Using the quick game. How many guys are left grabbing for air as he gets it to the 26-yard line? The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. Third and short from the 26. Pretty easy field goal range, but they'd love to pick up the first. Looking to throw for it. And he just throws it away. That is not what you're looking for on third down. Fourth down coming up. So they'll send out the field goal unit. Right down the boulevard, it's good. So they put the field goal on the board and about to kick it away, and hoping that'll be the final points of this first half. He'll start the return inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Trying to start the drive with a pass. Snagged in the middle. It's Haas. He's brought down at the 29 after a 10-yard gain. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. Comes out throwing on first down. Fires to the wideout. He's got it. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. He wants to throw. They're bringing heat. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss. After the misfire now on second down. To throw, it's Green. That pressure got to him, and he just had to chuck it out of bounds. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Touchdown, Arkansas! And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching him.
Yeah, and the passing game comes through, man, and we need more of that in the second half. An extra point away from tying this football game. You trailed a little bit in the first half, stayed calm. If this passing game can continue to heat up, look out in the second half.
Lining up to add another. Right down the boulevard. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And the scoring play coming on a 56-yard touchdown pass. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. And he's able to pick his way through the traffic nicely for a good return on that one before he's brought down. Trying to find his man on first down. Trying to get to him. Finds a man by himself. They finally make the stop. That's going to make those halftime stats look a little bit nicer as we head to the break. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
All right, fellas, looks like you've had a very enjoyable day there today in Stillwater. Each of these two offenses has looked like well-oiled machines, but it doesn't take a genius to figure out these two passing attacks have run circles around these defenses. Man or zone, nothing seems to be working, and I'm not sure that defensive coordinator is going to be able to figure things out here at halftime. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Boone Pickens Stadium.
The Cowboys will kick it off to start the second half. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots?
Makes the grab on the right. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle is finally made. There have been many days for the Razorbacks where big plays from the quarterback came by running like Matt Jones, but that was a beautiful throw.
Man, I played against Matt Jones. Played him in the SEC Championship game my sophomore year. We beat him 30-3, by the way. Just side note, but just dynamic player. But you're right. Always ground team, ground and pound. When they got that ability to keep some balance, these teams can open up, and Arkansas can have great seasons.
They make the stop, but this running game moves the chains as they get the first down. This crowd knows this defense needs them right now. To the ground. He's got it again. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. The noise level is relentless here on second down. Back to throw. It's Green. He's got his man. Makes the grab. They get him down after he makes the catch. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Getting some heat. Floating away. Got some room headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Razorbacks. They take the lead with the 6.
It's a phenomenal effort on third down by the QB, but how about the blocking? When that play broke down, look at the receivers running routes. They all of a sudden turned around, and they went and got some blocks to help out their QB. You got to love that.
Ready to try the point after. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. A lot of we ares inside that stadium today. Penn State is running away with things, and that offense looks unstoppable. They're up by 28 over Bowling Green. We'll circle back if anything big happens you need to know about.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Using the pads, using the stiff arm, using all kind of strength to get it across the 25 to the 26. Quick release on the RPO. Brought down to the ground, but he has enough for the first down. With a first down, they'll snap it from the 32. Off the deflection, missed a great chance to force the turnover. Instead, it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. On the move. Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36. How bold will they be on third down after that last run? Looks as if the defense was a little too eager there, got into the neutral zone, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty. The encroachment penalty on the D gives the offense a free 5 yards. On third and short, they'll ride the running back here. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. And the Cowboys will send out the punt unit. On the return, it's Sategna. Was looking for more running room, but found nothing but more tacklers. He's down at the 24. First down here for the offense. From the gun, to give, looking for room. And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chains. The offense lining up for a first down play. Use the play fake, now to throw. It's caught downfield. They make the stop, but the sweet throw and catch is plenty to give them a first down. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Just broke the tackle and still on his feet. And there they go again with another huge gain on the ground. He's finally run out of bounds. The Razorbacks come to the line with a new set of downs. A little too anxious along that offensive line. That'll be a false start.
False start. Offense.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Pushed back behind the chains. It's 1st and 15. Looking to throw, it's Green. Working the middle of the field, and it's complete. And tackled there by the defense. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. He wants to throw here on 2nd down. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. They'd love to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. On 3rd and short, they'll try to pick it up on the ground here. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Now on 4th down, they'll send out the field goal unit. It is perfect. And they'll push that lead out a little further. So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3 spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut him down. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. They are trailing by 10 here, Jesse, but this is the type of team that seems comfortable in an offensive shootout.
You got to hold serve at this point, right? You got to drive the field, put some more points up on the board. Yeah, they just scored. You can answer that now and keep this thing close.
And I think you're used to that as offense. Like, football is so fast-paced now and you score so quickly, it's not that big of a deal to get down 10. You keep being you, keep being aggressive.
A costly penalty for this defense gives them a 1st and 10. Using his legs, it's Gordon. Really nice stop there from this senior leader. After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Keeping it on the ground with the single back. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain. And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. Dropping back, it's Bowman. Looking down the middle. And the 3rd down pass is incomplete. The Cowboys send out the punt unit. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. Yet another punt on the way. Got to make sure that hamstring stays loose. He's been busy. He only needs a sliver of daylight. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. Generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical on this one.
3rd and short from the 49. Is this 4-down territory? From the gun, wants to pass. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion? And the Razorbacks will punt this one away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Able to keep them from getting a return, and the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to park it right around the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Grabbed in the middle. It's Owens. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup. And now on 2nd down for this offense. They go to the counter. Giving him his pads. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Might as well give it to him again. And as they get him to the ground, clock running, looks as if time will expire here in the third. If you like old school running games, this has been the game for you and a couple of guys who starred through the first 3 periods. One quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic fourth quarter finish. Dropping back, it's Bowman. He's right on target. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. On third and short, trying to impose their will and move the chains. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Wide out in motion. And I don't think they got it snapped before the play clock ran out.
Delay of game. Offense.
There's a difference between being methodical and thorough and slow. They were slow, and they got the flag. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. First down here for the offense. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. And this one will be stopped for no gain. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. The short hands, it's Brown. And he slid through that attempt, and he's got room. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. Used the play fake, now to throw. He spins that thing down the middle. And that'll be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter on first down, but second down's coming up. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Trying to make magic on the scramble. And he has a solid gain on the play before sliding. These fans stepping up to help this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down. On the return, it's Presley. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. Oklahoma State has it back, and the offense is on the field. The play-action fake. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Stewart. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. They'll line up for a second down play. He's looking to throw. Complete downfield. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. All kinds of time to survey the field, and he'll let it go to the left. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. On third and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play. So on fourth down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. Splits the uprights, it's good. So after putting 3 on the board, the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away. And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. They'll have another opportunity to extend this lead after punting last time, David.
And it's important to put that punt behind you. It's over. Let it go. Get back to what you were doing that built this lead.
Yeah, and defense, obviously, they won a few downs that last drive, so you got to put them on their heels here. Maybe
lost one deep down the right side. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a third down. Back to pass, it's Green. Finds his tight end. He'll have the first down as he gets it to the 28-yard line before he stopped. The Razorbacks come to the line with a fresh set of downs. The give to the lone running back. Hard running there. That run epitomizes a veteran, savvy senior who knows how to find space. They're going to go right back to him on first down. Able to pick his way forward for a decent gain before the defense gets him down. Got 6 on first down, now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. The RPO, fire complete to the left. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. Big third down as the crowd gets behind this defense. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense. And the Razorbacks will try to pin them back with the punt. Able to keep them from getting a return, and the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it right around the 20. Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. Found a little bit of running room, knocked down at the 24 after a pickup of 4. Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Rides to the back. Keeps the legs moving. Tackle is made, but not until he gets the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Unloads it left. They've avoided the interception all day, but they're lucky to get that one back here late. It'll be 2nd down. Wide receiver coming across in motion. To the air, it's Bowman. And the pass hits, picked off. Bringing it back. And he's going to run it all the way back. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Man, what a play by this defense. You're trying to get the ball back to your offense, trying to salt this game away and get the win. Not only do you create the turnover, you get the touchdown. Now you take a 2-score lead late in this ball game. This defense just stepped up in a big moment.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the 4th. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, let's get you up to speed on what's going down in this fun college football game today. Nebraska is just getting blown off the field right now. I've seen some stinkers in my day. This one smells like a pasture. How's that for descriptive? They're trailing by 27 to Colorado.
Gets it out fast.
We promise to keep you posted on what goes down in this exciting college football matchup.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on. He's looking deep. And it's incomplete after taking a shot on 2nd down. They're staring at 3rd. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. Complete to the right. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one. They absolutely had to have that 3rd down to keep any glimmer of hope alive.
And defensively, that's exactly what I want. Make you get the 3rd down. The clock is your enemy. Multiple possession lead. That is right where I want this offense.
He's got his man. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up. Dropping back, it's Bowman. fires it incomplete. They have work in front of them on 3rd and short from the 42. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Got it in the middle, it's Gordon. Just what they'd hoped for on 3rd down as they've got a first at the 32. The offense gets a quick timeout at this point. Every second is precious. They'll spread the defense out, going 5 wide on 2nd and 10. Back to the air one more time. Deep shot for the end zone. And it's caught for the late touchdown. So how about this? Maybe we are set up for a finish.
Yeah, and that's step one. Great job by this offense getting in the end zone. Now you got to go get the stop. You got to get the football back. You got to find a way to do something to create a turnover, get an onside, to get the football back, to get back in this football game.
Getting set for the point after. And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. So an 82-yard drive there. Minute and a half to go, and to have a chance, they have to recover this onside kick. Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. Guys, you want to be productive here and not go into a shell, but you've got to take care of the ball.
Yeah, and I think you say productive. Reece, productive at this point in the game is running the clock and getting first down. So, Jesse, I can expect this defense to be aggressive, way up near the line of scrimmage, bringing a bunch of bodies, trying to stop the run.
And that's why it puts a lot of pressure on an offense, David, because you know if you do try to throw the football, it's probably man coverage, you're probably getting blitzed, it's going to be into a small window. It is not easy to execute in this situation of the game.
They keep it on the ground, clock is their friend. The Razorbacks get it past the sticks. So with the late lead, they're ready to just drain the clock in victory formation. And it looks as if the offense will just take a knee. I know a lot of people thought this was going to be a blowout, but this team said, just when you think you have all the answers, I change the questions.
It's so true, Reese. I mean, they had a lot of dudes that we were talking to leading up to this game just had a chip on their shoulder. They just didn't feel like they were being respected, and they wanted to come out and they wanted to prove a point. And, David, they did exactly just that.
And it's so much easier to be the underdog. It's so much easier to coach that team and you go, hey, they're ranked. Everybody's talking about them. You don't have a chance. It just builds all that momentum, all that hate, and you just pour it out on the field.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.